Hello and welcome to Bird Nerds, where we delve into the fascinating world of birds and share the joys of observing them.
Hi, I am Adil.
And I am Mariam. So, just to recap, we talked about eBird in our last episode where we mentioned that it is a great tool for taking notes and preparing checklists of birds you have seen during your bird watching trail. There are lots of other things that you can do with eBird. And so, I think let's start with how one can create a checklist and what are the things that are good to note when creating a checklist. So that is the first thing that everybody does when they start using eBird. So first things first, you should install the eBird app. It is available on Google Play Store and the iOS stores as well. The whole eBird project has been developed by the Cornell University Lab. So once you've downloaded the mobile application, you will need to create an account. You can easily do that through the app. Then set your language preferences, and there is an option of whether you want to see scientific bird names or the common bird names. You should ideally opt for common ones because obviously you will not. Most of us are not aware about the scientific names. So set your preferences, and once you have done that, the next most important thing is you will need to download and install bird packs for that particular region.
Basically, regional packs.
Regional packs. So, for example, if you are in the state of Maharashtra, you will need to select the Maharashtra bird pack. So, bird pack is basically the list of birds that are usually seen in this particular state.
It will cover all the species that have been recorded in Maharashtra or possible species that can be recorded in Maharashtra.
Right.
And because of this state-wise packs, the size is quite small of these packs. It's like 5 kb, 20 kb.
Yes. So it does not occupy a lot of space on your
Correct,
phone.
and it's quick. So if you change states, you can quickly, if you're moving from Karnataka to say Andhra, then you can quickly download the Andhra pack. Likewise to Maharashtra.
These packs are not only for Indian states, there are global packs available as well. So once you have created your login, set in your preferences and downloaded the pack which is specific for your region, it's time to start a checklist.
To begin with, eBird requires your location, so that means that it is necessary to have your GPS on. Otherwise, it might not be able to locate where you are based, and the checklist that would open would not be local, and that will make it challenging for you to record your species. Once you open eBird, you will see 4 sections. One is submit, the second is checklist, third is explore, and fourth is my eBird. My eBird is basically going to show you summary of all your records. Like it will tell you count of species seen by year. This is all interactive data, so if you click on the number, it will also show you the list of birds you have observed. Also, it will also show you the species for the month. Then again, you can see for a location or a state or a country or the world also.
It can provide you all levels of granularity or all levels of summation of your data.
Correct. Plus, there is detail as well. Okay. The third most button is explore. Explore will show you the local hotspots available where you can go birding or what are the species that have been sighted there recently. It will also show you a list of species. You can explore this on your own and you can set alerts as well of rare birds or the birds you haven't seen and where it is being recorded. Also, you can see how you rank locally or nationally. So the second most option is checklist. Here you will see the submitted and not submitted checklists. But we'll come back to this later. The first option is submit. This is from where you start your checklist. Before that, we'll look at the menu, which is on the top left corner. Here it will show you your login name and you can click on the name and it will take you to your website as well, website account, and there are much more details which are available on the website. You can switch accounts also and update your password. Then there are packs where you can see what all state packs or national packs you have downloaded. If you are about to travel, then you can download new packs as well before you begin your trip. Then there is settings. Here you can set whether you want to see common names or scientific names or both. the language you want to see in English or US English, Indian English, etc. Then you can also have a section where it will show you the distance. It's basically when you look at your checklist, how much distance you have traveled. It will be in miles or kilometers. So we'll just leave that for now. But most importantly, below that is the portal. So if you are an eBirder from India, then you will select eBird India portal. And if you are a birder from Australia, then you will select eBird Australia portal. So if you look at the submit section, the first thing that is available is date. So if you are going to put up a checklist which is an old one, then you need to change the date. If you're going to make a current checklist, then leave it as it is. The start time also you can, for an old one you can modify it, otherwise leave it as it is. Here also you'll be able to see which portal you are logging into. So for me it is eBird India. And then you have another option which says record track. So since your GPS will be on, if you have this option record track on, then it will also map your route and you will have a map ready at the end of your track. So if you leave it on, then it's okay. Now we'll start the checklist. So once you open the checklist, if your track is on, the clock will start and it will record how much duration you are birding as well. Generally, at least 15 minutes of birding is recommended to be able to cite and record your checklist and submit data. Also, since if the track is on, then you will also be able to see the distance in kilometer or miles or whatever you selected. It's on the top left section. There's a small icon which shows a dotted curved line where if you click, you will be able to see the track you have taken, the map. There is something called auto select. So the location right now is auto selected based on GPS. Let's leave all that. There is the list of species that are possible in the location you are birding. This has come based on the bird pack you have downloaded. Commonest species will be listed first. Once the list of common species are done, you will find another list of species where there is a circle which is half full. So these species are infrequently seen or recorded here. If you move further down, you will see species which have red colored circles at the end of the names. So these species are unreported there or may have been documented long time back and currently unreported from the recent month or months. Now simply looking at this list, you see a plus sign. If you click on the plus sign by the bird, you will be able to log in the count of the species. So if you were seeing a laughing dove, then if you click that plus sign once, twice, thrice, you will be able to mark the number of birds seen. But if you click on the bird name, it will open a further list that you can put further details of. Also, there are some breeding codes which you can explore on your own. Now, likewise, finalize your list of birds that you have recorded and then you can stop your checklist, which is on the bottom right. So if you click stop, it will say stop track or keep birding. So you can do either of these also. If you want to keep birding, then you can use the first option. Otherwise, you can stop the track. If you stop the track, it will come to a summary page where it will list out the species you have selected and the counts and the details. There it will ask you whether you are submitting a complete checklist of birds that you have seen or have been able to identify. If you have been able to identify all the birds, then you can click yes. But most importantly, there are 4 options which are there in the topmost. Observation type. Here you have traveling, stationary and incidental. So generally if you are birding and specifically birding and you are walking on a trail, then you would select traveling. Otherwise you can choose stationary or incidental, or say let's assume you are in a car and suddenly you spotted a rare hornbill. So you would like to mark that record. So then you will use that incidental where it will not ask you much details. Otherwise you can use traveling or stationary. Let's assume I am using the traveling one. There are other options as well, banding, nocturnal. Let's ignore them as of now. It's not relevant to our common birding options. Once I select traveling, now it will ask how many observers. If I click on the man icon, it can increase the number of observers. So if someone else is also with me and who is birding and I want to share the checklist with that person, it's very easy. I need to know the person's eBird ID and then I can just add it in the sharing section and voila, that checklist will be shared with the person.
So this is very useful when you are birding in groups. So one person can just maintain the checklist and share it with the entire group.
Correct. If your track is on, then it will automatically record the minutes. If you want to modify the minutes or add or reduce the time of birding, then you can change that. The next option is distance. If you had selected kilometers, then it will appear as kilometers, and then you can, that also if the track was on, then it will come automatically. Now, if you press continue, it will open the location and possible hotspots which are available there. So you can select a hotspot or create your own location. Hotspot is an existing birding area which has been marked by someone who already uses eBird, and one can easily use that hotspot to record the birds in that area. eBird defines an area of 20 by 20 kilometers for any kind of region where the checklist is applicable. So a hotspot which is within this much range will appear in your recommended locations. So once you have selected the location, you have to just press continue and then submit. So your checklist is ready. This checklist would be visible in your second option, which was there after submit, in submitted section. And if you delete it even from your phone, it does not delete from the record which is there in the website. So if you want to actually remove that data from your eBird, assuming that it was a duplicate or it was wrong, you want to modify, you can modify it. But if you want to delete it completely from records, that's only possible from the website. But if you want to edit it, then if you open the submitted section, there's an edit option there which is there on the bottom right. If you click that, then you can make your modification and submit your details again. The same checklist can be emailed as well, and there is also a link to take you to the website. If you had created a checklist but have not submitted it, then you can see it in the not submitted list, from where you can click and submit it. So I think this covers the basic application of how to use an eBird.
So apart from creating checklists, if you go to the eBird website, there are a lot of other things that you can explore, as in they have the bird of the day and details. They also have details about each bird that you have seen, or any bird across the world, and you can see who are the top birders in your area or across the country. And also there is one more additional feature for in the website, is that you can add your media to the checklist. I think that option is not there in the mobile checklist. You can add photographs or bird calls or bird songs that you have heard on that particular day for that particular checklist. So that makes your checklist more credible.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is the part where you are actually submitting your data into eBird. But if you go to the website, all this data which others have submitted in eBird is available to you. So you can look at a bird species and see where it all has been recorded. The global map is there, the local map is there, the regional maps are there, the seasonal maps are also there. So there's a lot of information available. If you want to browse at pictures of the bird which has been posted by people, you can look at that. And if you want to know what kind of songs it has, that also is available in eBird.
All in all, they have a very good way of aggregating all the data and visualizing it. It's very helpful.
So basically, eBird is a platform which is available to everyone. So everyone becomes the feeder of information for eBird. So we are contributing scientists for eBird, and in return, the Cornell Lab provides us with compiled information, which is available to us at fingertips and helps us also become better birders and also know the species, its IUCN status.
Is it threatened or vulnerable or not very much endangered? Those kind
Correct.
of statuses.
Or whether it's going extinct, what can we do about it? Or can we join hands? And so eBird is also a community of people who are birding. Now it is totally up to you how you use this platform to your advantage.
And also it makes it fun because there are challenges it posts every month. So you have Birder of the Month challenge, or every month they have some kind of a challenge in which you need to submit a certain number of checklists or with certain number of observations. And then you have the Global Big Day. So they also organize small events wherein you can contribute and make it fun and challenging.
Absolutely. So there is a lot of things you can do once you become a eBirder. It also connects you with a community of birders. So yes, if you love to record using a notebook and pen, that's the best thing you can do. But if you want to have your data available to others for scientific purposes, and also you want to have a platform where you can see your data and have your complete summary of your birding journey, then eBird is the place to be in this digital world.
So this was an introduction to the eBird app and how to create a checklist and the eBird portal. You can also explore a lot of their tutorials which are available on YouTube from Cornell Lab itself if you want to learn more about this application and the website. So please do that. Well, as usual, there are always more birds to discuss than we have time. So let's wrap up this episode. We hope you enjoyed listening to our chatter.
Please check our Instagram pages for photographs of all the birds we have discussed in this episode as well as the previous ones. You'll find them as a compilation in our feed.
We will be back next Thursday with another refreshing episode where we will continue our bramblings about birds.
Hey, you too have become a wordsmith. So stick with us and we'll take you along on wonderful birding trails across India. And as your understanding grows, we'll spice it up with other facets of being outdoors. Make sure to follow us on our Instagram pages. You can follow me on peregrinator.in. That is peregrinator.in.
And you can follow me on Mariam's Pick Clicks. That is MARIAMS PIC as in pick, CLICKS as in clicks. You can check our show description for our social media handles. Make sure to like, share and subscribe to our podcast on platforms of your choice, be it Hubhopper, Spotify, Amazon Music, JioSaavn, Gaana or even Google Podcasts.
So make sure to tune in next week. Till then, happy birding!
And a happier feeling. Goodbye.